friends, welcome back. This is Jude and another pressing issue that I wanted to bring you up to date on. I just heard about it on Instagram. There was a post in the stories for Let Them Live. It's a nonprofit organization that helps pregnant women make alternative choices if they find themselves in a pregnancy crisis. So they offer them help financially and they support them so that they choose life for their baby. Well, this topic came up that there is a 14-year-old girl who lives in Texas, and she's 12 weeks pregnant, and her parents are forcing her to have an abortion. So let me first read to you the letter that this 14-year-old girl, Stephanie is her name, that she put out to Reddit. She said, "How do I stop my parents forcing me to get an abortion? I'm 14 and I live in Texas, but my parents are taking me to Colorado to get an abortion against my will. They know I don't want an abortion, but they don't care. The only reason I told them is because they're pro-life, so I didn't think they would want me to get an abortion. But they're forcing me to get an abortion. How do I stop them? If I just say at the abortion place that I don't want to, then even if they don't do it, I still have to go home with them and they can take me to another place or make my life hell till I give in." Unbelievable. So someone contacted Let Them Live to say, I'm reading this. This is a teenager that is in this situation and being forced to abort. So they got in touch with this girl, Stephanie. And right now, let me read to you through their website. I want you to go to letthemlive.org so you can find out all about this organization and what they do. And it's so neat because when you pull up the page, you can see the babies that they've saved. And I just love that. So this is the article about this particular case on the Let Them Live website. It says Stephanie is a 14-year-old girl in Texas who is currently around 12 weeks pregnant. Her parents are forcing her to have an out-of-state abortion in Colorado. Stephanie grew up in a supposedly pro-life household. And so when she found out she was pregnant, she immediately told her parents. Sadly, the reaction was completely opposite of what Stephanie expected. They immediately began pressuring her to abort. After over a week of fighting with her parents, they scheduled an abortion for her against her will. At this point, Stephanie took to Reddit and wrote a post entitled, which I read to you, "How do I stop my parents forcing me to get an abortion?" So fortunately, a Let Them Live supporter encouraged Stephanie to reach out to them before the unthinkable happened. Heartbreakingly, we believe that Stephanie chose to post this on Reddit after she found her mom's Reddit post, which was asking for suggestions on how to convince her 14-year-old daughter to have an abortion. So this is the post that the mother put on Reddit. So as the title indicates, my angel, who I really thought was a lot smarter than this, got herself pregnant. I'm obviously not happy, but I'm trying to remain calm and not let that on. I know she seemed very surprised how I reacted because I'm sure she was expecting me to explode. She knows I dislike her boyfriend immensely and have tried to cut off contact in the past when I found out they were doing stuff behind my back. She, being an idiot 14-year-old, thinks she wants to keep it. I obviously do not want her to. I had her when I was 19 and it was the biggest mistake. Though I love her to death and gave my everything to her, I always regretted how it all happened because things would have been much easier if I had her later in my life. Well, if she had her later in her life, she wouldn't have had her. This was the moment in time that she was conceived. So at 14, can I make her have an abortion? I'm not saying I would, but I think we need to weigh our options here. I'm a single mom as it is. Her boyfriend's mom is a single mom too. He's 14, so what's he exactly going to do for a major income here and school? I just want some positive outlooks here. Thanks in advance. Then it goes on to say that Stephanie continually pleaded with her parents to let her keep her baby. But her parents told her she must get an abortion before her pregnancy is discovered and the family's name is tarnished. The more she resisted their demands to abort, the more pressure they put on her. They began monitoring her phone, obsessively checking text messages and making sure she did not try to contact anyone about the situation. Then her parents scheduled an illegal, out-of-state abortion and began packing for the trip earlier this week. Stephanie is only able to communicate through email at this time due to her parents monitoring her communication. Here's a direct quote from Stephanie describing her heartbreaking situation to their counselors at Let Them Live. She said, I have no support and I'm scared if I reach out for help and it doesn't work and they find out, they might take my devices and not let me have contact with anyone. So there wouldn't be any more ways to get help. Our counseling team has informed the proper legal authorities in Stephanie's area about her situation, as well as the Texas government, but the outcome is still uncertain. When our counseling team asked yesterday if we could connect her with a Let Them Live counselor, she responded with the following message. Yes, it just needs to be soon. My parents have already packed for the trip. When we asked if she knew when the abortion was scheduled for, she replied, no, just soon, I think. The last time we heard from Stephanie was last night, after which point she has become unresponsive. We have sent her contact information for an attorney, but haven't heard back since then. We are afraid that her parents might have caught her trying to get help because the emails are still being read with no response. At this point, we all know that Stephanie has an abortion scheduled for sometime this week, and that her parents are forcing her to abort against her will, which is completely illegal in both Texas and in Colorado, where the abortion is scheduled. We do not know the date of the abortion because Stephanie doesn't know. Our research indicates that the abortion is likely to take place in Pueblo, Colorado, if we aren't able to prevent it. But with your support, we can rally around this young mom and prevent this illegal forced abortion from happening. And then there's a place here that you can submit an encouraging comment via the form below and we'll make sure to share it with Stephanie. So I think it's something that we have to do. Finally, we have a chance to do something that matters, that we can put our faith into action. And this is a young girl that wants to keep her baby. And this organization, Let Them Live, is trying to intercede for her. And so we are powerful. Like I've said before in other videos, our presence, as we have seen in so many things that have happened over the past months, if we really rally around and try to support causes that really are calling out to us to say, how can we be Christ in the world? The moment is now. We can be Christ by taking action and supporting this young girl. And hopefully they will be able to reconnect with her and this will be stopped. And somehow we will be able to stop this from happening. So I wanted you to know, I'm going to link all the information below where you can read this information for yourself and also send a message for Stephanie and see how you can get involved. I'm going to get more involved with this effort and I will be back to give you more details about that. But let's put our faith into action and do something today. So thanks so much. Comment below. Let me know if you were going to be reaching out and what you're going to be doing. Let's share here, and let's really make this a community that changes the tide of the world. And this is one way that we can do that. We can change the tide. We can do something. We can be proactive and possibly save a life. So until next time, peace and love.